Hey everyone, welcome back to another session with me. This is Sanyukta Saxena, and today's session we will be adding two more new tangles to our tangle kitty. Hope you are enjoying the series. We are still running the series on tangles issued by CZTs all over, and we have already learned quite a few tangles by now. Yeah, so do watch the videos. If you have missed them, it need not be watched in order. Every video is separate, and I have dealt with different tangles in each of the videos. So let's get started with today's session. Today's first tangle is called Ayame. It is a tangle by Emiko Kaneko. Yeah, CZT Emiko Kaneko. I'm going to start with an invert S shape, right? Reverse S, and then again draw one more. This is basically how Narfello looks like. It is a very common shape. Then I'm going to rotate and do the same thing here. One more like this. Then again I'm going to rotate and do one more of this like this. So 3 petals, right? So it is basically drawn in this shape like this. Yeah. Once you're done with that, then you just have to cut it like this to give the effect of a fold. All 3 of them. Something like this. That was the second step. And then I'm just going to add few more nice petal shapes in between each of these leaves. Yeah. So you can make it thick, you can make it very thin ones, whichever way you feel like. Add nice curves. So that's the tangle Ayame. Yeah. What I'm going to do is shade it in a way that these look like folds. So generally this area is darkened. Now if you want to play around, again you can add tangles. Adding some graphite here and just highlighting this fold. Right? So I'm showing here the minimal shading. It all depends on what are you adding to the tangle to create a tangulation. So shading will vary according to that. This is the most common way to shade. Yeah, so you can see these almost look like folds. You can always highlight here also. So just take your time and go with that shading that appeals you. Yeah, you can see the lift. Some more of shading. You can add it here. Yeah, so it's a beautiful looking tangle. One more tangle that we are going to be using today is called Wood. Yes, it's a tangle by CZT Joni Federson. Also the step outs were given by CZT Margaret Bremer also. I'm just going to show you generally a ribbon or border style tangle, but you can always use it in different ways depending on whatever spaces you have. A very simple tangle to draw, has a nice texture, looks nice as ribbon style or border style tangle. So I have drawn this zigzag and then I'm just going to add auras inside. That's it. That's the tangle. Right? So it looks really nice when shaded. It has a nice texture, as I said, and you can always use it as a filler irrespective of what is the space you have. Right? So just keep adding auras. You can add weight to the turns like this. You can also ink some of the auras. Yeah, so variations are unlimited. This is the basic tangle. You can add some orbs, you can add some other tangle in the in-between space. Yeah, adding some weight always looks nice. Best way to shade this tangle is to darken both edges. Another way is to shade on these lines where you have added weight. Yeah. So you can shade it both ways. If you are using it as a border tangle, I would advise you to shade it this way. Yeah, it really looks nice like this. Yeah. So that's about the 2 tangles that we learned today. Let's get started with our tile and we'll practice it a little more. Do small little things, play around. Yeah. So let's get started. Add a border. Relax yourself. Sit in a comfortable position. Express your gratitude towards this beautiful art form, towards this opportunity. Yeah. So somewhere in the center, I'm going to start with my tangle. Yeah. So a reverse S is the starting point. Again, give a nice, beautiful petal shape. Again, a reverse S. Give a nice, beautiful petal shape. Again, a reverse S. Yeah, so that was the starting point. Next is, you can always give a nice curve here. Small little things that you can do to add to the look of the tangle. Looks like I can too. Yes. So again, the third one. Yeah. Then I'm going to add these. So when you are adding these, you can also add a band running over. So second one, add a band. Third one, add a band. Something like aquaflare or pepper, something like that. Yeah. Again, I'm adding the in-between petals, adding a band, running over. Again, third one. You can add as many as you want in between section. As I said, you can vary the size, the shape, play around. Finally, the third one. Take your time, slowly. Yeah. So we did a small little tangulation, added an icanthu. Since it is an icanthu, we can always add these beautiful fescues running inside. Right? Some bit of etching at the ends, always a good idea. Right? So that's about our beautiful ayame. I'm now going to extend. So I'm going to start with, probably divide my tile into few sections. So I'll draw a tangle called Vega. Yeah. You can choose any tangle of your choice. Please feel free. Or let's use wood. Yeah, I was thinking of using wood inside, but let's use the tangle that we learned just now. So I've divided my tile into some sections and now I'm going to use the tangle wood inside it. So we can use some other filler in these 4 sections. Yeah. So let's start with wood. Auras, be patient. You can add close auras, you can add fairly widely spaced auras, whichever way you are comfortable. Take your time. Rotate your tile. Yeah, so that's one. In the same fashion, going to do the next one. Rotate your tile if you are not comfortable drawing the auras in both directions. Very simple pattern to draw. Again, re-emphasizing the importance of auraing in Zentangle. Yeah. So I'm done with adding my wood, and now I'm just adding an aura to my ayame, since we are going to add a different angle here. So now choose a tangle of your choice, whatever you feel like. Probably we will go with a diva dance. Yeah. So let's go with that tangle. So I'm going to divide this section probably into further sections. Use my Wells grid. Yeah. Probably divide it into 3 like this. Then add another thick aura. Like this. Inside you can add a caviar. So do this exercise for all the sections. You can create 3 sections, you can create 4 sections, whatever you feel like. So I'm going with 3 here, adding another aura to my Wells grid like this. Third one. Slowly take your time. Yeah? Yeah, I think it's clear now. And the last one. Yeah? So once we are done with that, I will just add one more aura before I start adding the diva dance inside. So just take your time, slowly do that exercise. And now you can start adding diva dance. So starting with those hums or weights here and there, adding an aura, again another aura, add some weight here and there. Spaces are small, so take it easy. Be patient. Yeah, so that's one part. So I'm going to do the next now. Again, start with adding some weights here and there. Don't bother about the spaces you have, just go with whatever you have. Take your time. Slowly keep adding the auras. And the third side, again in the same fashion, start with some weights here and there, the humps that we draw for diva dance. If you are new to these tangles that I keep saying, mentioning their name, please refer to my older videos. I have taught all these tangles in detail. You can always go back, refer to those videos, learn them before watching this video. However, always go slow. I always try to teach it again as I draw. Yeah, so again adding those weights here and there and adding aura. So just take your time and I will do the same exercise for all the sections. So that's one section, the Wells grid and diva dance inside. Yeah, so let's do that for all. First let's add an aura. So slowly do that exercise for all. Again, starting the second section, adding the weights. Again, adding the next layer of aura. Again, adding some weight here and there. Adding the third layer of aura. Gain some weight. Keep auraing. Add close auras. Again a tangle which teaches you how auraing creates beautiful patterns. Yeah? Take your time. Draw at your own pace. No hurry. So that's again one section. So I'm going to do the same slowly for all. Yeah? So I'm now on the last section. I've done the same exercise for all. Take your time and slowly do it. Add the Tangle Diva dance inside each of the sections created by your Wells grid. Add some weight here and there and then just keep auraing. Take your time. That's about it. Yeah. So we are done tangling. Let's now move on to shading our tile. Starting first with our ayame. I'm just going to add some graphite here. So it's a fragile tangle, so handle with care. Yeah. Highly breakable. So give it soft touches of graphite, not too much. Moving on next to our wells. So wherever lines are intersecting, a good idea to highlight those space. You can add at the ends also. Take your time. And the last one here. Yeah, done with that. Moving next to our wells. So as I mentioned, I've used it as a border, kind of a ribbon style tangle. So I'm going to highlight the center and going to add graphite at both the ends. Yeah. So let's shade this much first and then we shall see if we want to add somewhere some more. So I'm going to first start with my wells. Don't blend too much. You need a highlight in the center. Yeah, this white section is important. Moving next to our wood. Take your time. Blend carefully without blending too much. So blending the wood now. Yeah. Moving next to our ayame. We've left here one more. Yeah, so I'll just add some in the center, the very light hand. Just fade these graphite. That's about it. Yeah. As far as diva dance is concerned, I don't want to really shade that, but if you want, you can, right? So some bit of touches here and there. You can always highlight these turnings if you want. What is already there on your blending stub, I think that would be sufficient. Do that much. Yeah. Just adding some touches of graphite here and there. That's it. Yeah. Let's now work with our chalk in the center of my tangle wood. Add the chalk, the white chalk. Yes. And I don't think you need to add chalk anywhere else. If you want, you can highlight these sections, but it won't show much. So that's the only place I think your chalk will show. So that's about it. That's our Tangle Ayame in the center and some flowy diva dance in a Wells grid. So let's close our tile here. So I'm going to put in my chop, sign and date my tile. Right. So I shall see you again with another new session. We'll learn a few more tangles, still time before we end the series. Just adding a little bit of weight there after I've shaded. Yeah. That's about it. So I shall see you again. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye.